Today we're going to talk about translating in mathematics. All right, there's going to be times where you are given some words and you're going to need to turn those words into algebraic expressions. And there's going to be times that you're given you're given numbers and symbols, and you're going to have to turn those things into words or make a story to describe the equation. So today we're going to start by just going over what some words mean, so that you have an understanding and you can tell the difference, so that when you encounter them, you'll be able to know what they are talking about. The first 5 words have to do with addition. So the words that they give us are sum, total, increased, more than, added to. Okay, all of these words mean addition. It means that you're adding. So the sum of z and 5 would just look like, and I'm going to write it here because I don't have enough room, would just look like z plus 5. Okay. The total of r and s, means you're putting r and s together, would be r plus s. X increased by 7 would mean you're adding 7 to x, whatever it is, so that would be x plus 7. Okay, we're going to skip number 4 and number 5, and you can see on your paper that there's a little asterisk over here where it says more and added to. There's a little star by them. Okay, so we're going to skip those for right now, and we're going to talk about those a little bit later. So these are different words. These are just different words that mean addition. There can be other ones that you come across, but it just means that you're going to be adding the two things that they're talking about together. Next would be subtraction. And then words that they use for subtraction are difference, minus, decreased, less than, subtracted from. All of these things mean that you are doing a minus operation or a subtraction operation. So the difference of x and 1 would be x minus 1. 7 minus z is just 7 minus z, exactly what it sounds like. 17 decreased by a, that means you're taking a away from 17. 17 minus a. Okay, again, we have the stars here with less than and subtracted from. So we're going to skip those, and we'll come back and talk about those later. Talked about adding and subtracting. Now we're going to talk about multiplying. And there's a lot of different words that can be used for multiplying. Multiplied by, times, of, product, twice, double, triple, quadruple. Okay, all of these things that you're multiplying something by something else. So 3 multiplied by n, there's a lot of different ways we can do that. We can do 3 and then the little dot n. Or we can do 3 and then a little x for multiplying n. And both of these are correct. However, in algebra, we don't put the little symbol when we're multiplying things together. We just put the number and the letter right next to each other, and that represents, or that means that they're being multiplied. So the way you're going to see it all the time and the way you're going to be expected to write it would be 3n. Just with the number and the letter touching each other, or with nothing in between them, no symbol or anything. That means that they're being multiplied. So 2 times c would be 2c. 3/4 of m, we're taking 3/4, the fraction, and multiplying that to m. So we'd have 3 over 4 m. Another way you might see it, and this would be the same thing, is you put both of them on the top, the 3 and the m, and divide that by 4. These two things mean the exact same thing. The product of x and y, we're multiplying x times y. And again, there's no symbol that we put in between them. It's just the two letters touching each other. That means whatever x is and whatever y is, we multiply them together to get what we're looking for. Twice, what do you think twice would mean? That we're multiplying by how many? By 2. So twice d would be 2d. Double means to multiply by 2, just like twice. So we'd have 2p. Triple means to multiply by 3. 3c. Quadruple means to multiply by 4. So we'd have 4k. Next, we're going to talk about division. There are different ways to say that we are dividing things. You can say divided by, quotient, ratio, halved. All of these things mean that we are doing division. v divided by 15. There's different ways we could write this. We could have v division symbol 15. We could have v slash 15. But the way that you're going to see it in algebra and whenever you're asked the test question or looking at answer choices is going to be in a fraction form. That's what a fraction is. A fraction is a division problem. So you'll see v divided by or over 15. All three of these mean the exact same thing, but this is the one that we're going to want you guys to be using. The quotient of y and 3 would be y divided by 3. The ratio of x to 7, because a ratio is just a division problem, would be x over 7. And x halved. When you halve something, when something is halved, like an apple or, I don't know, anything else that you might share, that means that you are cutting it into 2 pieces. So that would be x divided by 2. Halved. Now let's talk about exponents. You'll see different words to describe different exponents. X squared means that you are multiplying x times x. So that would be x to the second power. Y cubed means you're doing y times y times y. So that would be y to the third power. And then sometimes it'll just tell you exactly what power you're supposed to put it to, like in the next example where you have r to the fifth power. So that would be r with an exponent of 5. So those are pretty basic. Those are easy to understand things to do. I don't think you'll have much problem with those words. If you're ever unsure, you can just ask about a word and what its meaning is. Now we're going to talk about some things that are a little bit more difficult. We're going to talk about using parentheses. Anytime you see the blank of, so like the sum of or the difference of, that means that those two things are being put in parentheses, the things after the of. Okay. You have to put those things together before you do whatever else the rest of the problem says. So 3 times the sum of x and 5 means that x and 5 are being added together in parentheses, and then we're multiplying everything, we're multiplying all of that by 3. You know, so we have to do x plus 5 parentheses and then 3 times that. So 3 times x plus 5. So we have to make sure to put those things in parentheses because, you know, because of the order of operations, we would have to do this part first before multiplying things by 3. We can't do 3 times x and then add 5. We have to do this because they are connected together, the x and the 5. We have to add them first, then multiply by 3. The next one, half of the difference of a and b, means we're subtracting a and b and then taking half of that. So we would have a minus b in parentheses, and then half means to divide by 2, so that would be over 2. And then one more thing that I want to talk about today is equal. All right. A word that means equal would be is. The word is means equal. Okay, so a number plus 2 is 5. That means that we're adding a number and 2 together, and that's going to give us 5. So a number plus 2 equals 5. Is means equals.